The highly anticipated trial against Sean Diddy Combs is now underway. It was a whirlwind day. A jury was seated. Opening statements were delivered, and the first two witnesses, a male escort and a former security guard, were called.
Male
More on their
escort?
testimony in a moment.
What?
There are no cameras allowed in court, but our ABC News team was inside, watching, listening to it all. Prosecutors didn't hold back, laying out the government's case against one of the biggest names in entertainment, who allegedly forced victims into days-long drug-fueled sexual encounters that prosecutors called freak-offs or Wild King nights. The defense...
What? Freak-offs? Everything is fake.
Argued Combs is a complicated man, but said this is not a complicated case. His lawyer pointing to that disturbing video of Combs dragging and kicking then
Not true,
girlfriend
he is
Cassie
innocent.
Ventura,
Are you alright,
it shows
bro?
domestic violence, but arguing it is not evidence of sex trafficking. Sitting behind Combs today, his mother and children, all seen arriving at court, supporting Combs as he faces 5 counts, including sex trafficking and racketeering conspiracy.
Bro, imagine being his kids. I wouldn't be able to show my face. Bro, imagine. Bro, there's no way I'd show my face. I wouldn't be able to. I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to.
Combs faces a potential life sentence. He has denied all of these allegations. A jury of 8 men and 4 women will decide his fate. We'll break down what we know about each of them.
They really set the tone for the entire case. You mentioned the kind of Jekyll and Hyde portrayal by prosecutors, someone that the world came to know as Puffy or Puff or Puff Daddy or Diddy or Love, somebody who was larger than life, who was
What happened? Bro, where have you been? Have you been under a rock this entire time? What do you mean, what happened?
Mogul in multiple industries, and yet who had a darker side. A lot of celebrities have an entourage around them, Eva, but Sean Combs, according to federal prosecutors in their opening statement, operated as a criminal enterprise with trusted insiders whose goal was to coerce women into these fueled performances. Some of them, prosecutors said, lasted for days and were referred to by Combs as freak-offs or Wild King nights. And the defense sought to downplay these episodes, calling them the consensual threesomes of a celebrity who led a swingers lifestyle. And
thousands of bottles of lotion. Something's not adding up, bro. It's not adding up. For swimming? What? Baby oil. That's what it was. Baby oil. My bad. For babies. Bro, who needs thousands of bottles of baby oil? How many kids? He doesn't have that many kids. Come on, bro. Bro, cats, bro.
Women, even women
Baby farm.
And was in a relationship with. They said he's not charged with being violent. He's not charged with domestic violence, with assault even. They said he's charged with sex trafficking, and what's depicted on the video in the Los Angeles hotel from 2016. And in other episodes, they say may show Combs being violent, but doesn't show him being a sex trafficker. And they say it wasn't part of any racketeering conspiracy as alleged. He came into court, Eva, all smiles as his eyes immediately locked on to his family seated in the second row, his sons and daughters, his mom, all there to support him.
You're gonna
kisses.
Pause. How on earth can you watch this, hear what they're talking about, and eat your food?
Combs was much more dispassionate at one point as a man who says he was paid to have sex with Cassie Ventura while Sean Combs sat in the corner masturbating. Combs pushed his chair away from the defense table. His arms went down and he crossed his legs, listening impassively to all of this. At that point, when the male escort was testifying, his daughters left the room. There is Cassie. She's in blue pants and a hoodie. She's not wearing any socks. She reaches into a bag at the elevator, and as she's putting on her socks, Combs comes barreling around the corner, knocks her down from behind, stomps on her, and the episode continues from there.
Oh, that was from that video, bro. He fucked her up. Yo, Charlie, did you know he had a thing with Kanye West and Kanye's wife? Or GF, I don't know. What? Yo.
Aaron, I have to ask you, we are seeing these sketches of Diddy in court. He looks very different than how many may remember him appearing. Tell us how he looks.
Well, he's certainly.
Bro, he looks like Uncle Ruckus. What? No. He looks like Uncle Ruckus. Yo, what is that, bro? Prison's got him like that. Yo, that is insane. Oh, prison's got him down bad. That is crazy.
Much grayer. You know, we've seen him that way over his last few court appearances, but people who may be, tuning in and seeing him for the first time.
Bro, no, rewind. I just heard someone say free Diddy.
His last few court appearances, but people who may be, tuning in
Bro,
and seeing him for the
someone in the crowd just said free Diddy. Yo, that guy should get locked up as well. What?
first time here at the onset of trial. He's not allowed to color his hair in jail while he's incarcerated, so he's gone gray, both his hair and his beard. He's thinner than we saw him, certainly than when he was first arrested, much less bloated than he appeared at that September date. And he is right now impassive as prosecutors have control, describing what they say he did.
Let's talk about this jury. 8 men, 4 women. What do we know about them?
So yeah, we actually know a lot. And as you pointed out, 8 men, and these are some of them. We know some of their jobs: massage therapists, retired telephone linemen. But aside from gender and employment, the other thing I want to focus on is age. Other aspect
that right there is tactical. That's tactical. They've picked old jurors so that they die before the case finishes, so they're going to let Diddy go free. I'm calling it. I'm calling it.
As well. And of course, we have the women here as well, 4 of them, and 1 age 74.
74.
So sometimes when it comes to choosing a jury, it's not just choosing who it is on the jury.
It's because they're going to die before the case finishes. That's why.
For the defense, I think they believe that these are individuals that are not just going to be unbiased, but also maybe lean towards their favor. For the government, they believe that based on the answers that these individuals gave, they're going to be able to achieve that conviction. So either side thinks they see someone favorable.
I ran out of fries. Bro, stop eating. How can you eat during this? Yep. You just found oil in your kitchen. Please tell me it's olive oil or cooking oil. If that's baby oil, you might be getting banned. Answer me. It better be cooking oil, food oil. Okay, good. Just had to make sure.
From New York, both as a contributor and as a defense attorney, yes. Conviction rate about 90-95%. So we have the interim U.S. Attorney, Jay Clayton. He's not actually at the defense table, obviously the prosecution table, but he is the head of the Southern District of New York. And then you have other prosecutors as well. But I want to skip down just real quick because you might recognize the name, Maureen Comey. She's actually one of the lead government prosecutors in this case, the daughter of James Comey. And this is an all-women's team here. I don't think that was an accident, but it seems very powerful when they're arguing the case. 2 things. 1, they're laying the foundation for someone very important to testify. They want that video in, and they also want the individual who was allegedly forced to have sex with that male escort to be able to testify as to that event. That being
oh, wait, what?
We believe, or I think it's...
What? What? Did he force someone to do that with a male escort? What?
Easy to assume that she'll be testifying, if not first thing
tomorrow morning. I didn't even know that's what he was doing.
Tomorrow. Now, that could be, in essence, to kind of like a strong, powerful witness. This is, as the prosecutor says, victim number 1, but it also could just be logistics because we know that she is pregnant, very much so, and they might want to just let her get in, out, and get out as quickly as well.
Yeah. And you saw from up front, the one theme is that whatever Sean Combs' actions were, it's separate from the charges that are being brought forth against him. So you want someone who could separate the emotional aspect about this case from the from the evidence, or how they will approach the charges and whether or not they feel that John Coates is ultimately guilty.
Eric Reuters, thank you so much for joining us today. Well, still ahead,
bro,
the defense
he's guilty,
and prosecution
bro. Come on.
gave an overview of
bro,
their
he's
cases
so guilty,
today.
bro.
Dramatic, violent tape of Sean Combs violently attacking Cassie Ventura. So I think the defense was smart to say, hey, if we were here for domestic violence, we wouldn't be here. He absolutely committed that act. He did some horrible things. He might even be perceived by many of you as a bad person, but it's not against the law to be a bad person. My client is not being charged with domestic violence in this particular matter. Thus, this is a not guilty verdict. That's their argument.
But do you think it's problematic that they admitted, basically, that...
No, I think they had to, Eva. I think, see, preserving credibility is going to be so key for both the prosecution and defense, right? So they had to try to earn some level of truth-telling
Bro,
points,
wait,
if you will.
what? So because the case isn't for domestic violence or anything like that, he basically is fine. Because the only thing that this case is about is the trafficking part. Bro, what? That's fucked.
With this jury, and I think they were able to do that by admitting the very, very obvious things we know so far.
Coming up, a music mogul on trial, the cultural impact and public perception as Diddy's trial.
I'm not gonna lie. I think, besides the point, bro, if you're into something like that, even if he's not guilty, if you're into stuff like that, I think you should be locked up. I said it. But hey, that's just me. That's just me.